Today I'm doing meal prep, so these are going to be really easy recipes, and I'm on WW, so I will share the points as well. I'm going to be making a breakfast recipe that's going to be kind of unique and delicious, as well as a lunch and a snack recipe. I can't wait to make these and try these and share them with you. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I'm doing to start off meal prep is I'm cooking up some rice in the pressure cooker. I'm doing 1 cup of rice, I'll rinse it, and I'm going to add 1 cup of water and cook it on high for just 3 minutes. Of course, it takes longer since it's Instant Pot, so let's go ahead and do that now. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt and then a little bit of black pepper. Okay, that's it. We're going to get it cooking now. I already have that rice cooking for this recipe. These are going to be cheeseburger stuffed peppers. I saw a recipe on Instagram. Also online, I'm using kind of the online version, but slightly changing it. So I'm using 3 red peppers. These are really, really big peppers, and I'm going to cut them in half. I'm using this marinara because I don't have any tomato paste, so I thought I would just use that. I have just a little bit left. I might have to use extra ketchup too, just because I don't have all that much left. Mustard, just a little bit because I don't actually love mustard. Salt, pepper, garlic, tamari, some ketchup, and onion, and then ground beef. And then sharp cheddar. I'm going to shred this up. And for toppings, I'm doing some grape tomatoes that I'll kind of cut up a bit smaller, and I'm going to cut up some pickles. I feel like this recipe sounds really delicious and lower point because there's no bun. So let's go ahead and get working on this now. Looking at the recipe, I noticed that it only called for a half a pound of ground beef. So I'm just going to go ahead and double the recipe. So I'm using 5 red peppers instead of 3. Hopefully I'm making extra rice as well. I'm going to slice all of these peppers in half like this. And I'm going to take all the seeds and the white out. I did not cut this very evenly. I just rinsed them to get all of the extra seeds out, and I'm just going to do all of the peppers this way. I've also got my little helper over here. She's 2.5. She's cutting up some pepper as well. Next, I'm going to go ahead and chop up this onion. This is not in the original recipe. I am changing it up a little bit, but I thought this sounded like a good addition. Now I'm going to get started on the sauce just so it's ready to throw in when the meat is cooked. So I'm just using this measuring cup that I used to pour the water into the rice in the pressure cooker. And I'm starting with the marinara. If you do have tomato paste, definitely go ahead and just use that. Now I'm adding in the ketchup, a couple of tablespoons of tamari. You could use Worcestershire, that's in the original recipe. I'm just adding a little bit of mustard since I don't love mustard, and this is spicy mustard, but you could use a whole tablespoon if you'd like. Some garlic powder, some salt, and some pepper. And I'm going to give it a stir. So besides for the sauce, the only other thing we're going to add to the ground beef and the peppers is some cheese on top. I have the ground beef in. I'm going to break it up a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and add in the onions. While my ground beef is cooking, my rice has finished. Cooked it on high for 3 minutes, and then I did a natural release, so it was in here for about 20 minutes total. Good, nice and fluffy. My ground beef is almost done cooking, so I'm going to go ahead and add the sauce. You can definitely use ground turkey, ground chicken. If you want like a lower point meat, you could also use cauliflower rice instead of regular rice or brown rice, which is a little bit lower in points. So just use what you'd like, use what you have. And I have the exact amount of rice that I want to add, in case you're curious, because I've always wondered this. 1 cup of uncooked rice is 3 cups cooked. This recipe calls for a cheese sauce on top and shredded cheese in this meat mixture. I'm not going to do the cheese sauce. I'm just going to add the shredded cheese to the top. I'm just trying to save on a little bit of points. We have the peppers lined up. I'm going to go ahead and put in the filling. I did add more seasoning. I tried it and I thought it needed a little more flavor. I find that with stuffed peppers, you need to add more flavor than you think, like more seasonings than you think, just because otherwise it loses a lot of flavor in the pepper. Now I'm going to go ahead and add some sharp cheddar on top. Use whatever kind of cheese you'd like. If you'd like, fat-free, reduced fat, mozzarella, anything like that. just gonna add a cup of water to the bottom. This way it'll help steam the peppers. Now I'm gonna bake this for about 30 to 35 minutes. All done. Here's how I had it for lunch. This is 7 points, plus you get 1 back for the veggies in this. We've got 2 mashed bananas. We're adding a cup of flour. We're adding some baking soda. And we're adding baking powder. Now we're adding in salt. And then some unsweetened vanilla almond milk. 1 egg. That's monk fruit sweetener that we're adding now. I just took them out of the oven. They look a little bit overdone, but hopefully they taste good. I'll let you know. We liked these so much that I made another batch the next day. And I did cook them about 5 minutes less. Before I put these away, I just want to tell you the points. So this is better than the first time I made it. I added cinnamon, I weighed out the banana, and I added butter instead of the coconut oil. You can have 1 muffin for 2 points or 2 muffins for 3 points. So this you could just have like double. But they look really good. They actually taste really good too. It's a nice light muffin, perfect for a snack or for like a side with breakfast. Here are the ingredients for this kind of breakfast pizza, I guess. So I'm going to use these flatbreads. I ordered these online. They are 1 point each. Use whatever you want, regular tortillas, low carb tortillas, whatever you'd like. I am going to put some tomatoes on it. I think I'm going to caramelize those first. It's going to be eggs, Parmesan cheese, pesto, and then I'm going to season it with salt, pepper, and this cheesy seasoning blend I got from Trader Joe's. You definitely don't have to use this, but it just has it's like kind of just a cheesy seasoning, and it has salt, garlic, onion powder, and cheddar, along with other things. So I just thought that would be a really nice addition. I love this seasoning. I would definitely recommend it. It's really good on veggies and on eggs, anything like that. I have a little bit of oil in the pan, and I'm just going to pour these tomatoes in, and I'm going to cook them until they start to burst. You can see the tomatoes have mostly all popped open, and they have a nice kind of color to them. So I'm going to remove them from the pan. So I'm going to put on 1 point of pesto. That's 1 point worth. And this is 2 points of Parmesan. I initially tried to do it like the person on Instagram did. I put the pesto down, then I put the egg on top. But it didn't work out very well for me. I think because I didn't use very much pesto. She used a lot of pesto. So I ended up switching the way I did it, but I thought I would just show you the original way that I tried to do it and then the way that I preferred to do it, and I thought worked better with the ingredients I used. I've made a couple. This is my 3rd one, and I just wanted to kind of show you what I'm doing. So I'm adding 1 egg, and while the egg cooks, I've just spread on the pesto onto the flatbread. And I'm going to season the egg with those seasonings, the cheesy seasoning, the salt and pepper. Cook the egg to your preference. I do not want to run a yolk just because I feel like it's going to be really messy. So I'm going to cook it so it's kind of like a jelly texture. Not quite solid, but also not runny. That's my aim at least. Here's my 2 points of cheese I'm going to add to the top. So I'm doing 2 points of cheese, 1 point of pesto. Okay, so I'm going to flip the egg, then I'm going to add the flatbread. Just because I don't want a runny yolk. Let's add those tomatoes. I've only put the pesto on half just because I'm folding it just so I can store it better. And I figure I'll recook it, each day so I can crisp up the wrap then. No. That's it. So let's look at the inside. That's how it looks. I mean, it looks really, really good. Here's a closer view of it. Here's the first one. So you can see it's just really too full, and the rest just turned out really good. So I have 1 point of pesto. The egg is 0 for me, but it would be 2 since it's just 1 egg if you do have to count eggs. And then there's the tomatoes and 2 points of cheese. So this is a 4-point breakfast pizza, breakfast quesadilla. I'm just folding it because I thought it would be easier to store that way, but I can't wait to try this. This was really good. I loved the combination of the pesto with the egg and the Parmesan, and I reheated it in the microwave for 30 seconds and then I toasted it in the toaster oven. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really do love sharing what I'm cooking for my family, and so I hope you'll consider subscribing if you like this video or you want to see more. I like to share different recipes, WW content, and anything like that. I will see you next time.